All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Hey, Kimberly, would you do me a favor? Will you turn the volume all the way down on that thing in the back? So, there's a couple people still getting their food, but I wanna get some because I know we've got a lot to do. Just turn the volume, the big dial. Yep, there you go. Thank you. So welcome to our all company meeting. We've got Lancaster and Westerville on the screen too. So everybody wave at each other. Hello. So, anyway, I want to jump right in. Let's go on to the next slide. See, all these got our little birdies. Yeah. So instead of tell me something good, what's blooming? I didn't fly. My daffodils are blooming. You're right. What's happening good? What's blooming?
Well, I thought the coffee with council was exceptional today. We talked about Pensan and Furton. I thought that was great. So
Good. Yep, it was good.
thank you for having them coming in.
Very good. What else? What else is blooming?
Stephen Kate's birthday.
What?
Stephen Kate's birthday.
Stephen Kate's birthday. You guys have to say birthday?
Oh, close.
Oh,
This is Saturday.
oh, happy birthday, both of you.
Yes.
What else? Oh, come on.
People are out of their homes and
People are out of their homes, aren't they?
they're actually walking out of it. Oh gosh, I haven't interacted with humans in like 2 weeks. Give me a second.
I just try to understand.
They're coming out of their homes and winter's over.
Spring has sprung.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
And it's going to actually be official this week.
Oh.
Yes, very good. We're all ready for spring. Who else has something good blooming? Mark.
Elizabeth, my youngest daughter, had her baby about a month ago. Lorelei, it was about, I think, 21 inches long and 9 pounds.
She's Solomon's size.
Wow. So,
Then we need to see that little pumpkin. All right, who else? Something good blooming. I saw Sue Chow had her wedding anniversary, 35 years. Her wedding cake is very pretty.
Business is picking up.
Business is picking up. Yep. Anybody else? I can't believe that's all that's happened. All right. No new listings that are like, you're so excited about, you can't stand it?
I'll talk about it.
No, Bob. Thank you.
Melvin and I took a listing down. It's Pickerington Schools, Canal Winchester, Jefferson, something. But it's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, first floor owner suite with a totally redone bath and a huge walk-in closet. Kitchen is in great shape. Also, the great thing about this house, if you have somebody that needs like a home office with a separate entrance, on the back, the previous owners did an addition that has a path that walks around from the garage. It's got its own door, so you can lock it off from the house and lock it off from the outside. That's pretty creepy. Like perfect for an accountant. Or even Sue's.
Price point?
$599. Vacant, ready to go.
So women, I just got a text from a guy that I met at BJ's, had to go in and exchange something. And he asked me how I worked, and I said Keller Williams, and I started talking, or I said, I work at sold real estate. And so I gave him my card and he says, hi, this is Brady Hall. When you actually gave me your card at BJ's a few days ago, you told me to give you a call when I passed all my classes, and I passed, and I would like to meet with you. So where is Kate? Okay, Kate, I'm giving you Brady to give him a call.
There you go. Build that down line.
So yeah, so.
You never know when you're gonna meet somebody.
Yeah,
It's all right.
no.
I bet I know what you're gonna say, Paul.
well, not really, but
Okay.
I will mention.
Well, I bet it'll be here too. It's his job.
We put a brand new listing on today. We didn't have done with it on the Westerville area tour. Come to the area meetings, you will get to learn a lot from people. Westerville meets on Thursday at Liberty Tavern on Pleasant Parkway. But it's a little turtle condo, it's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and it is just pristine. Everybody was just cooling them on over it because everything's been redone from the bathrooms. You know, they got quartz countertops, the kitchen's been redone, it's got all new flooring. It's got basically the floor on the walls kind of thing. It's got a walkout lower level that goes to a creek. It's got a nice view there. You look out the front window, you're looking at the 11 hole on the little turtle. It's $279.9. It will be open Sunday, so send people through and you won't be disappointed.
Very good. Sue,
Coming soon, residential property in Hilliard Schools. Eastern.
Western
something
Mike.
like-
Western Mike.
Eastern Lakes. It will be active next week. It's a 4 bedrooms, first floor owner suite with its own separate bath. Total 2.5 bath, and 4 basements, almost finished. Rough and full bath, all the materials are ready to be installed. Price point is $479, none.
okay, very good.
Thank you.
All right, see, I knew you guys had more blooming than that. All right, let's go. Did anybody else have anything? I always. We've got our March birthdays. Anybody in the room with a March birthday, raise your hand. Happy birthday to you all, you take it out of you babies. It's spring babies. All right. Also, our March work anniversaries. Who in the room has a March work anniversary? Raise your hand. Anybody? Nobody that's here? Okay. All right, our March newcomers, we've got Faye Gabbard. Actually, if you're in the room, when I call your name, please stand up. Faye Gabbard, Cody Harris, Haley Singleton, Derek Smith, Jennifer McLaughlin, and Nico George. Haley's here. Stay up, So, Haley, introduce yourself. Tell us just a little bit about you.
Okay,
sir.
my name's Haley, I was with Hannah for about a year before this. And went to Williams just because of, like education aspects and stuff, I just wanted to more.
Welcome to the light.
But thanks.
Well, we're so glad you're here, Haley.
You're more good.
And yes, the last person on that list, Nico George, is Paul George's son. So it's like instead of Sanford and Son, we've got George and Son. So Nico's not here though. Nico isn't here today.
If I can get him here, I don't know where he's at. He does still work at Kitchen Social, which is at Polaris. So if you ever go in there, tipping well. Yeah.
All right.
Family for real. Yeah. Yeah, like his day.
His name, John George or Ringo.
All right, we're gonna bring up our sponsors early. Mark James and Marshall Bias are here to talk about some new things that they've got going on. I think they're gonna have a further, more in-depth training on it later on, but wanted to get that shared with you today, and you have a handout in front of you. I'm gonna leave that one.
Marshall, go ahead and get it started. Yeah, so like Dayla said, we have some upcoming classes on, our non-QM products that are, what are those dates?
April 2nd and April 15th will be the 2 classes that we're gonna be teaching this on a CE class.
Where are we doing those at?
The one on April 2nd is down at Columbus Realtors. The one on April 15th is at our office on Claire Parkway.
Yeah, so if you want like a more in-depth training on this, to see what our product offerings are for our non-QM division, absolutely done to those. Yes.
You explain to people what non-QM means?
Yes, that's what we're gonna do right now. So, by show of hands, just out of curiosity, who's familiar or who's ever heard of like the SCR loans? Okay, so a few of you have, and again, by show of hands, have you ever worked with a client that's utilized the DSCR loan or maybe even done one yourself? Okay, so the SCR loans, all it is it stands for debt service coverage ratio loan. It's geared towards investment properties. So if you have, even first time investors or long time investors that are looking to utilize the loans, they're really great. The benefit of utilizing DSCR, versus traditional financing is that we're not looking at clients, income specifically, right? We're focused on the property itself. Just to see, as long as the property cash flows, then we can service a loan for you guys. So we're not looking at W-2s, tax returns, any personal income of any kind. So the income is actually driven by the market rent value, which is determined from, an appraisal of 1007D. Or we can also, in some cases, take current market rent values like leases that are in place at the moment too, just depending on the scenario. So As long as our DSCR ratio is on the plus, it's usually good, but we can even go sub one on our DSCR ratios all the way down to 0.8 in some cases if need be. So, it's a really great program. Like I said, not even just for first time investors, but for long-term investors as well. It's a great way to build up a portfolio. Generally, the LTV requirements, though, what the clients are gonna need to bring as far as a down payment is generally 80%, so 20% down in most cases. But yeah, it's a really great product that we're now offering at Rapid. We've been doing this since about April of last year.
Yep.
So we've got quite a bit of experience under our belts now. And things are going very well in that area, in that space. Something else that we are now offering is rehab loans as well. So if you have clients that are looking to do fix and flips of any kind, we can generally go up to 90 LTV, so 10% down, and in some cases, for more experienced investors, we can even do 100% financing on those as well. So those are the two big products that we're now offering. For non-owner off stuff, and then we've also got some options for owner occupied as well. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where your client can't qualify with traditional financing, we have some products where we can do bank statement loans, which is really huge for self-employed folks, as well as some other really great products for owner on stuff. So Mark, kind of take it away and talk about some of our non-QM division.
About the value, you said 80%, has to come from the bank.
20% from the client.
From the
We can
client.
finance 80%, 20% down on the DSCR.
Okay. Or as specifically, how much?
It's actually very competitive with conventional, so that's one of the big things is when DSCR first came out, maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago. Conventional rate would have been 4 and a DSCR rate would have been 6. There was a big premium to it. We actually compared one yesterday on a 4-unit property, looking at going DSCR on it versus going conventional. They could actually put less money down on the DSCR and the rate was exactly the same as going conventional. It's really, like all things in lending, it's going to come down to the borrower's credit score. If they have a 780 credit score, we're going to get them amazing pricing. If they've got a 640, we might still be able to do it, but there's going to be a big hit because these are risk-based. They're really looking at the cash flow on the property and the borrower's credit score. Those are going to be the two biggest things. So if they've got a low score, we can do it, but instead of getting 6.5, they might get 7.5 or 8 or something along those lines. That's like the first question, the non-QM space, like big thing to think through this. Non-QM is basically non-qualified mortgage. Basically just all the fallout products, if they don't qualify conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, that's where these products come through. You guys are all self-employed in this room. I am as well. I don't like showing any income on my tax returns if I don't have to. So when you're working with self-employed individuals, sometimes we'll get a tax return where they earned $200,000 in revenue, but their bottom line is negative $140,000, right? Obviously, we're not going to get a conventional loan done for them in that case, but that's where if they're an investor, we can look at DSCR. If they're buying a primary residence, that's where we can do the bank statement program. And what we're looking there is for their average deposits. And that's what we're going to base their income off of. So if they send us tax returns that show negative 140, those are going to get deleted, removed from our loan file, right? And we're going to start looking at some of these alternate products. But there's a lot of cool things for 1099 contractors, which you guys are also considered. We can use those 1099s for income. We can do bank statements for income. So there's a lot of just creative ways to get things done. So the big reason that we really went heavy into these products is when a client would come to us with that negative 140K tax return, we would have just said, sorry, can't help you, right? So what we want to do now is be able to say yes to more of your clients. And that's what this product really comes into play.
So for the non-QM, it's mainly going to be 20% down across the board.
Investment properties is going to be 20% down on the DSCR. On the owner OC stuff, usually it's going to be 10%.
Okay.
Sometimes with a really great credit score, long time in business, we could look at 5, but 10% is pretty standard even for a bank statement program for a primary residence. So we can do these on primaries, secondaries. We can do them on investment properties. We've got programs like with conventional, you can only go up to 4 units. In this space, we can easily go up to 8 units, and then on an exception basis, theoretically, we can do a 50-unit apartment building. So it just brings in a lot of opportunities. We'll get an email out to you guys with our classes that we have coming up. What we're going to really focus on, it's a 2-hour class. We're going to dig into really heavily how do you talk about these products with potential clients. We're actually going to throw in a little bit of AI training. And we're actually gonna show you how to use AI to promote and attract investor clients if you're not already doing that. So if you guys have time to come out on either the 2nd or the 15th, we think we'll give you a bunch of value, open up some new doors. I think nobody raised their hand as far as working with a client that did a DSCR loan. There's a lot of volume to be had in this space. So if it's not at least somewhat on your radar, if you don't have a basic understanding of it, you might be missing out on a lot of opportunities. It also gets a lot of attention and traction on social media because it's something everybody watches HGTV. They want to do a fix and flip, but they don't really know where to start. It just opens up the door to a lot of conversations that you guys could be having. So we'd love to have you guys out for that. Really, we don't want to take too much time here, so we'll kind of leave it at that. But again, we're good at this now. We have about 20 different investors. We're also bringing a lot of this in-house at the moment. So if you guys have a client that falls out for whatever reason, specifically self-employed borrowers, we should be your next phone call because again, we can look at a lot of these alternate products, qualify them on bank statements to get their tax returns don't work out. And investors, like I said, that's not even necessarily a fallout product. A lot of investors are just using the DSCR because it's easier. They don't have to supply tax returns. Like we're doing one for a client that has 82 rental properties. And I'm really glad he's going DSCR because my underwriter and me would have to break down the cash flow for all of those properties based on tax returns. It'd be hours and hours of work, making the client jump through a bunch of hoops. In this case, we just get the rental for this property, look at their credit score, and we're done. There's no additional documentation. So a lot of times it's just a better experience for your investors. It's also unlimited on the number of loans that they can have. With conventional, they can have 10 loans and they kind of max out. In this case, they can have 142 DSCR loans and that's okay. So if you've got an investor that's trying to build a huge portfolio, we've got those things that will come into play. So we'd love to see you guys out at our classes. We'll get an email out, have Dayla distribute it. But we'd love to talk to you guys more about the products. Thanks.
Or do you guys only do Ohio?
No, we are up and down the entire East Coast. So basically anything east of the Mississippi, starting in Pennsylvania all the way down to Florida. On the DSCR products, we can actually do it in 48 states. But the owner-op, second home, conventional, that's up. We're licensed in 17 states currently. So if you got anybody moving south to get away from these cold Ohio, winters, we can help with those. Any other questions? Are we good? All right. Thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you. All right. Well, I know you all came because you want to know what's changing and happening in our business. So these documents are already in Davu, effective April 3rd. So just around the corner, for every seller, you have to have this disclosure completed. It's an anti-discrimination disclosure. And it's in our templates under the seller templates. If you have your own templates you've created, make sure that you update it and add this to it because compliance is going to require it starting April 3rd. Just quickly, what this says is this disclosure is provided to you, your real estate licensee before your residential property is listed for sale, exchange or purchase, and Ohio law requires that you review and acknowledge this information before your property may be marketed or shown. So it has to be done before you list, show, market, anything. No licensee shall market, advertise, show, or otherwise offer a seller's residential real estate for sale, exchange, etc., unless the licensee has provided the required disclosure form and received a signed and dated copy from the seller. Federal law, the Fair Housing Act, makes it unlawful to discriminate against any person in housing related to race, color, religion, sex, national origin, familial status, and disability. Prohibited conduct includes, but is not limited to, refusing to sell or negotiate for housing, setting different terms or conditions for sale, making discriminatory statements or advertisements, indicating a preference or limitation based on a protected class, engage in conduct known as blockbusting. So this is just putting it out there. It makes it, actually, it's a good conversation for you to have with your sellers so they know going in what they can and cannot do. Any questions about that? I mean, it's pretty simple and straightforward. I recommend reading through it. The penalties and fines imposed by federal or state agencies include up to $10,000 for the first violation. It's a hefty fine. Up to $25,000 if the respondent has committed one prior violation within the preceding 5 years, and up to $50,000 if the respondent has committed 2 or more prior violations within the preceding 7 years. Also, court order damages to compensate individuals harmed by discriminatory conduct, injunctive relief requiring specific actions or prohibiting certain conduct, attorney's fees and court costs awarded to prevailing parties, and administrative sanctions under Ohio law, including orders to cease discriminatory practices. So they're not taking it lightly. So make sure you understand it, make sure you have this conversation with your seller. It starts April 3rd. On to the next. This particular disclosure is a Keller Williams disclosure. And it is for off MLS listings. And Gary Keller put this out and it's also in Dotloop. Which now after our announcement this week, which I'll get into in a minute, is the precursor to the partnership Keller Williams just formed with Zillow, Trulia. So the purpose of this document is to disclose the potential disadvantages of marketing properties outside of the MLS. So in the past, if somebody wanted to do a broker exclusive, or you have a pocket listing, you would have the conversation, and there used to be a form that you filled out that Columbus Realtors required to do so. Well, then they did away with that form, and then the listing agreement had the verbiage in it. This takes it a step further, so that you're having a conversation with the person about the advantages and or disadvantages of doing a non-MLS listing. Because at the end of the day, the seller, they're the ones in control, they're the ones that should be making the decisions, but obviously putting a market out on the open market tends to bring more money to that property. So having a conversation, there are reasons why people don't want to, and that's okay too. So this particular disclosure talks about the potential disadvantages, restricted access to the public, so they have to acknowledge that. Limited pool of buyers, they have to acknowledge that. Lower sales price as a result, they have to acknowledge that. Longer time to sell, they have to acknowledge that, and fair housing. So those are, it's again, just having those conversations so that your seller absolutely is clear of what the disadvantages are of not putting something in the MLS.
So this is considered as marketing.
This is for any property you're not putting in the MLS, but you're taking a listing. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So how many of you have been reading Inman and watching the news and all that fun stuff? So earlier this week, we had a meeting with Keller Williams leadership, and I'm actually really excited about this. So the fact that we've got that disclosure about explaining the advantages, disadvantages of pocket listings and non-MLS listings plays right into this. And I'm going to refer to my notes here. So I'm going to have a further class about this and about the history that goes behind it and that kind of thing later. But today I just want to tell you what's happening. It's going to happen the first part of second quarter this year. Give me 1 second. Keller Williams has formed a partnership with Zillow, and this is only for preview listings, meaning listings that are not on the MLS. So, as you know, there's been a lot of things happening in the news. Compass had a relationship with Redfin, came out here a while back, and they said that if you decided to do a non-MLS listing first, that you could not put it on their Zillow said you could not put it on their site later. There's all this talk about non-MLS listings and clear cooperation and all the things that have been happening. So I wanted to start out by sharing, find it, the number of people that go to the different sites to use as their quote unquote property search tool. Of course I can't find it. Here we go. Every month, 219 million people use Zillow for their property searches. Every month, 72 million use Realtor.com. Every month, 57 million use Redfin. And every month, 35.5 million use Homes.com. So that shows you where the traffic is going. And most of the traffic is going to Zillow. How many people have you talked to and they said, oh yeah, I found you on Redfin, or I found you on something else, homes.com. Not very often in comparison to people saying, my Zestimate said, or Zillow said, right? So there was an announcement a few weeks ago where the Anywhere brands, which includes Coldwell Banker and ERA, et cetera, that they were partnering with Redfin for what they were doing. So as of this week, Keller Williams is announced that effective Q2, Keller Williams will have a partnership with Zillow. And it's only for, again, preview listings that have not hit the market yet. But here's the beautiful thing about it. So you don't put it in the MLS, it goes into Zillow. One of the new things that they negotiated for us is, let's say James has a listing. When people go to Zillow, it's going to have James's picture, his information, the Keller Williams logo, etc. And it says, if you want to talk to the listing agent, you click this button and you go right through to James. And he's got that lead. He doesn't have to pay anything extra for it or anything else. There's only on preview listings. The second button on there is, would you like to schedule a tour? Which is what they've always done for the Zillow, the people who are buying Zillow leads. Now, here's the caveat that's even better. So if they click that, they want a tour, and it goes to that Zillow agent. Our agreement with them says, if that Zillow agent sells that buyer a house in the next 90 days, not just that house, but any house, you're going to get a 10% referral of the 40% Zillow gets.
That's great.
So you're actually gonna have the ability, in the past, if you didn't get the lead, it just went to Zillow and you got nothing.
Yeah.
Well, now, on each one of those, when it closes, Zillow gets 40% of the commission. You would get a 10% referral off of that 40%. So you'll
This is
actually
for-
get something.
For coming soon, right?
Yeah, preview listings, yep. Now, here's the other thing that is kind of a nice little added benefit. Let's say you have a client that you just can't get them to price the house right. We've never had one of those, right? So let's say that they want to list it for 500,000, and you're like, it's only worth 400,000. I mean, you're $100,000 off, whatever. If your seller decides to go this preview route and list that property, there's a toggle button where you can hide the amount of time that it's been out there. We never had that ability before. Days on market was just start clicking.
And this is coming soon, listings?
Yeah, this is all coming soon, non-MLS listing. Yeah.
And will it cover the, it won't cover pocket listings, it'll just be the coming soon? Well, will pocket listings also be involved in this?
Non-MLS listings.
Okay.
Any non-MLS listing.
Do you foresee this partnership growing into like an exclusive with Keller Williams listings also? Who knows?
And it's not, Remax also
Oh.
has a partnership. I don't know what their details are, but they also formed a partnership with Zillow. And there were a couple of little independent versions.
So this applies to all the KW list, like KW agent listing, or the agent have to pay extra to
No.
be part of this?
You don't have to pay anything extra.
Okay, and then what's the benefit for the seller if we just do it on Zillow and exclude from 699 website out there?
Again, that's why you have to tell the seller what's the advantages and or disadvantages are. Sometimes people are getting a divorce. They're like, I don't want everybody to know I'm listing my house.
But it's on Zillow, everybody knows.
I'm just saying, it's up to the seller at the
I
end.
see the real benefit right now.
It's more of a benefit if it's coming soon.
No,
But it's
benefit
excluded
is,
from other websites, it's only on Zillow.
the benefit is you can test the market before you put it on the MLS and see if your house is gonna actually sustain that price based on how, everybody goes to Zillow. Everybody.
Well, a coming soon listing is actually an MLS listing, so that wouldn't be on there then.
Right. Have to be-
You can do coming soon here. Yes.
Just don't
Yes.
put it in the MLS.
So you wait to put it on MLS and then you put it.
We don't have all what the directions are and the steps yet. I mean, it'll be coming. I'm just giving you the overview. I don't know exactly if it says you can't put it in MLS or you can put it in MLS, it's coming soon and do this.
Right.
We'll let you know as soon as we get more information on that.
Still a quick question, when they sign a disclosure, it'll say that's not MLS, but will it also allow them to, or should we also tell them it will be on Zillow though?
If they choose not to have it on Zillow, yes, I would have that conversation. If they're like, I don't want it anywhere, then
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
so
what-
then
yeah.
that's for form probably will be updated at that point in time and then added. You know.
Yeah, like I said, this all just got announced, don't have all the details, I just wanted to let you guys know because there, I think the articles just says, and there's compensation now, well, so it's like, well, what does that mean? So.
I'm just trying to get grasp on the language that you're using, because you're using for Zillow, they use preview property, and we use coming soon, and they're not interchangeable.
No.
No, they're not.
So-
Not always, I mean, no, they're not, I mean, they can be different, but they can be the same.
So you know if it's gonna be the same rules, is it like the clear cooperation, they have, it's only on Zillow, are we only allowed in the sellers? Well, can we promote it on Facebook and that type of thing as well?
Yeah, yes,
So when I did a lot of research on this, at our ALC meeting. And Zillow preview allows you to show the house. Coming soon in the MLS, you can't show. Right. There's a difference. So the preview, if you put it in Zillow preview, you can show the house. Zillow Premier and Flex agents can show the house.
I haven't read that, so.
But if you put it in the MLS as a coming soon, you're now bound by the board rules.
Like, yeah, their cooperation.
Clear cooperation, so this is the get around to not have to be able to show the property, market it. As a pre, and also test your price. Seller says, I wanna sell it for 900,000, and you don't think it's gonna sell. Put it on Zillow preview and show them numbers. Then you can have that conversation before you go live, the MLS, if you even get there, sometimes. The hope is you sell this yourself.
So is there any conflict with the board's policy, because the board say we have to put it on MLS web within 48 hours?
You have to go, like, if it's a coming soon, you still have to follow theirs, which says you have up to 30 days.
Okay, you keep it.
But when we say we do not put it on MLS, but we do put it on Zillow, is that still the online platform for the board?
No, because you haven't taken a listing that's going effective in the MLS. Like I said, we're gonna have more about, we'll have class before this all comes out, as we get more details. This is just the general. I don't know the answer to
I'm
every
sure
question.
KW will have a listing from the board to make sure we have no conflict with their policies. I feel like it can be, but.
But we'll let you know.
This is nationwide.
It
Not
is.
just like our-
Now, the brokerage has to opt in.
Probably
for
have a
it.
very strict board, but you're right, yeah.
The other thing that it will do is it's going to help promote our brand, because all of those listings on Zillow is now going to have all of our logos around it and your individual name and brand. So that's gonna be a nice thing too. Anyway, I will let you know more if that comes, but I just wanted to share so that if you saw that, you would know, and we'll have more details as it unfolds.
What our position with Zillow at this point, because well, from what I've been told, we're gonna try not to use Outlook in the long run. To be detached from Zillow, are we trying to attempt to Zillow by this partnership?
Well, our syndications right now from the MLS and everywhere else goes to Zillow, so for listings. The part that has been tried to remove from Zillow is anything that holds your contact information. So your database, that's why Keller Williams did Command, so we have our own to protect your commissions and we have our own database. That's why Keller Williams is talking about giving an option for people to move away from Dotloop to use another system called Lone Wolf. And again, we haven't decided as a brokerage to do that. That's something that would go out before everybody. The ALC would make that decision with everyone's input. But that's why Lone Wolf is coming down the road. That's why there's an option away from showing time, because Zillow owns showing time. The whole idea is to keep your client's contact information away from anybody else, so they can't contact your clients. And this does not do that, because you're not putting their contact information out. It's a problem.
And friend with the devil, that's how I see.
Yes. So, all right. Stay tuned for more information. All right, let's talk about some people who capped this month. Craig Bolster, Verondo Foster, Mick Ford, and Tracy and Martha. So congratulations, guys. Also, Ryan Moritz, who's on Steve Springer's team, he capped with his team cap this month, so good job, Ryan. All right, let's go right into all of our awards. And before we do, is Siobhan in here or is she up in Western?
Westbrook.
So Siobhan and Mark have this little ribbon. Why don't you tell about your ribbon?
Savannah's always challenged me about, she makes a better bread than I do,
Irish.
Irish soda bread. And so, I've always opposed that kind of opinion from her. And so we had a little challenge, so there was 2 loaves of soda bread, one was made by Savannah and the other is made by me. I'm not telling you which ones we made, you have to, we want to hear what your opinion is on the difference of bread.
Oh, wow.
Is Savannah online?
Siobhan, you have anything to say?
No, but anyway, she came in this morning, dropped off her loaf, and I gave her an extra loaf to take to Westerville too, so.
I was looking to make sure you-
Balance opinion.
Okay.
Anyway, we have a little fun here. Let us know if you like the white bread better or the brown bread. One is made with brown flour, the other is made with.
White flour.
Hey, don't give us any more information.
You gotta go put some butter and jam on it. And it's all out there.
All right.
Irish butter too, it's not just butter.
Of course. So our top individual for the month in gross commissions was Craig Bolster. He had a great month. February. Followed by, as far as closed volumes, Steve Altman was at the top of the pack and Craig was just under him. Michael Bean, Rachel Hall, you're up there. Michelle, you're up there. Eric Russ, Vic Gordon, Doug Hall, Beverly Getter from Granville, and Angie Fry. So nice job, guys. Our top team of 2 is the Powerhouse team with Tracy Kemper. Nice job there, Trace. Followed by Team Chapman Dozer down in Lancaster, the Foster group, the Odie team, Vince was here. And the One group, which is Jensen, right? And then our top group was the Brittany Cox group, and in GCI this month, 125,840. Nice job. As far as closed volume goes, Capital Ohio sales team, Jeff, you guys are in the #1 spot.
Nice.
Followed by the Romanelli group, Brittany Cox group, Shula group, then I see the group, the birthday group. The Jansen group up in Westerville, the Richards group out in Granville, Trailblazing, Josh Dungesser, who also sent you your pool. Get it by noon if it's already passed on. Followed by the Sullivan group, the Dixon group, and the Paul George group. So nice job, guys. Our head of the class this month is Alonzo Andrews. And I can vouch for that because he's been coming in here for the night classes. He stops in the senior when he's here. So he's making sure he's learning everything. Our ALC members, if you're an ALC member, you're in the room, stand up, please. Got Bob and Jeff. Cheryl was here earlier. She's not here now.
James.
Jared James on the house. I'm not. So why don't you share just really quickly something that your committee's doing? Go, Bob.
The Easter egg hunt for our client appreciation is Saturday, starting at 12:30. So far, we have 61 registered come, which is fantastic. We'll have an egg stuffing party tomorrow at 2:00 in the conference room, because we got 1,000 eggs we gotta stuff. And it should be a great time.
Awesome. Jeff.
The growth committee. Put this in your calendars now.
And there's gonna be a slide too.
Put this in your calendar, May 27th, it's a Wednesday. Easton Hilton. I have Jeff Glover coming here for our training.
Yep. What day is it?
Yeah.
Is
May
that,
27th.
is that open to just our brokerage or?
No, us and 2 other Keller Williams brokerages are the hosts. And then we're going to be inviting people.
How much,
At this office, yeah.
We can do up
I
to
would say
600
Hilton
people.
Easton.
Hilton Easton.
We're
how
expecting.
much are the tickets?
we're expecting
$49. Include lunch
For you on it.
from 9 to 1. So watch for the details.
Don't miss it, this is a wonderful opportunity for you guys to sit under Jeff Glover.
Yeah.
For him to be coming to Columbus is amazing.
Yep.
I would highly recommend it.
Jeff and I hunted him down at family reunion like a dog.
So I've been trying to get a hold of him and I'm carrying Gailey's bag, she's hobbling. And I said, "Oh, look, it's Jeff Glover, let's go over there and introduce ourselves." We went over and introduced ourselves and he gave me his personal information. Get in touch with him and we got that scheduled and,
For those who've been around a while, we had him here 10, maybe 12 years ago. And he's an amazing speaker. You're gonna learn a lot.
coaches our team.
Can I add something else real quick to mine?
Yeah,
Preview of Red Day, which is May 14th, we're going to the Ronald McDonald House, and we've got 5 different activities that we'll be able to sign up for. So, for that, huh? Good, see, I'll shoot this day in Red Day.
yes. Does everybody know what Red Day is? It stands for Renew, Energize, and Donate. And it's where we do something to give back to our community. And it's something that we build great camaraderie.
Celebration of Mo Anderson's birthday.
Oh, all right. James, you have anything to share?
Technology, nothing really. I mean, we are recently talking about a system that's gonna help with collecting reviews and more social media automation. The review platform will automatically post to multiple platforms at once, making it easier. So if anybody has systems like that, please let me know, because I'd like some feedback on some other ones.
Ann Sullivan, Miss Finance.
Ian Sullivan, finance, always looking at the money and our budget and our profit share. And so exciting. So anybody who wants to join the committee, please let me know.
All right.
Oh yeah, if you want to join the growth committee and assist with the details and stuff, Jeff, then. It's a sweet private hello to Jeff Glover when he comes. If you don't know who Jeff Glover is, YouTube.
Yes,
It's amazing.
So guys, let's give a round, let's give a round of applause to our ALC member, because they're always hard working for all. All right. Thank you for coming, those of you to Cooper's Hawk for our award ceremony. It was another super fun night, very successful, and we had a great time. Hope you guys did too. All right. Come on, please. All right. We also had some regional award winners. Tracy Keffer in our entire region, which is 27 market centers. They ended up in first place for top teams with gross commission income, and they ended up second place for top teams in units. So that's pretty amazing. Also, we have several agents in our office that their teams are $1 million teams. They're in the $1 million club. The Brittany Cox group, the Sullivan group, and the Romanelli group. Nice job. No, that's for the last year. That's $1 million in gross commissions.
Yeah.
And stand up, Kate. This last year, we ended up in third place in our entire region for our gross recruits. That's the all right, realize what she said.
Good job, Dave.
I said, stand up, Kate. She knows she's like sitting down. That's wrong, Kate. Wrong, Kate. All right.
So trying to get back in.
So our app widget that's on our phones, we had one to begin with, and then we enhanced it, and we have a second one. So if you have not deleted your first one and added your second one, you need to do it. Or if you've never added one ever, you need to do it. And there's QR codes here for you to do so. And you add it to your home screen, and all you do is click on it. You can see our training calendar, you can schedule a conference room, you can get all the important telephone numbers, a roster of our whole office. If you want to talk to somebody on the leadership team, you click on their picture and it calls them or emails them. It does everything. Not really working. Not very cool. The QR code's not working.
You gotta zoom in.
Yeah, okay.
It's over.
It's on my door too.
It's on my door too.
Yeah.
I use it a lot and it's great, but I have a question. Is there any way we can
There's.
put a time, like, so if I went to, the conference room, so the other day.
We can't change the time blocks.
And you can't, because you have to.
Nope.
Redo
Yep.
every half hour.
Nope,
Okay.
it's part of the software. Trust me, we want to too.
All right, no problem, thank you.
Yep. All right. So our training calendar looks like this. You know, the hard part is you can't see everything, so sometimes you have to click on it to see the whole, you know, description. But please, guys, we are bringing a lot of great trainings and there's even more coming. Please check this out. You know, it's a lot of work for us to arrange speakers and provide information and all that kind of stuff. So please check it, you know, it's to your advantage, so. Bob talked about our Easter egg hunt. It's not too late. You can still invite your clients, your peeps. This is for you to have a client event. Show appreciation. It doesn't cost you anything. Hazina, she capitalizes on this. All right. One of the classes that we are bringing, if you thought you want to dabble or really move into downsizing type real estate as far as a lead generation tool, there's a group coming and they're bringing 4 industry leaders to our office. They're bringing someone from an assisted living locator, Roush Law Office, and I've actually personally used Steve Roush as an attorney for elder care law for my parents. And so several of our agents, because I referred them to him and they really liked him. Caring transitions and a place at home, which is for home care. So if you want to go into this market, this is a great opportunity for you. So on April 8th, they're each going to talk. You get to meet them, ask them questions, etc. All right. So when we went to family reunion, Jason Abrams kind of led the charge along with other people at KWRI to write a new class. How many of you would like to have 13 more pieces of business in the next 120 days? Then you make mark these dates on your calendar. So myself, I'm sorry, 9 pieces of business. Aw. Only 9. But if you have all worked out,
We're so confident in it.
So myself and Kate are going to be teaching this, and we've been learning how to teach it. This Kate Baker and I, family reunion, went to classes there about it.
How did Dan do that?
So anyway, we're going to be teaching this together. And it's 5 half days. And then after the half days, you go into a daily huddle. So it's not a huge time commitment, but it works and it's been beta tested and people have had phenomenal results. So mark it on your pen. We will be closed on Friday, April 3rd for Good Friday. So make sure you note that. And if you come in the office that day, you'll need your key. We talked about Jeff Glover. If you haven't met Jeff Glover, there he is. He's in Michigan and his market's very similar to ours. You guys are in for a treat. And if you need a headshot, the next headshot date's coming up on April 10th. If you didn't get to go to family reunion and you want to watch the vision speech about where the economy and the market's going, here's the QR code to do it for this, and you get the slide deck with all the stats and information. That's great content, guys, for your newsletters, for social media, for all those things. So I would download that information.
We have the Gary V speech.
Hang on.
Speak up.
Edited.
He only says about 12 words.
All right. And we're going to have, because we only have the information for one more week, we're going to have a watch party in here on Thursday, March 26th from 2 to 4. And Gary V is one of the ones on that. So if you didn't get to go and you want to hear what the speakers were saying, make sure you plan those in. Also, this is a Keller Williams International item where they're putting out market updates. And this is national market updates. Again, content, information, helps you have discussions. So there's the QR code to download for that information. And it's updated every month. Kathy Mutzinger, she's still here.
She left, she had a closing at 12:30.
Okay.
She wanted to thank everybody who showed up for coffee with councils.
All right, great. If you have not used Mojo Dialer and you want to get efficient with your lead generation, call Kate Baker and set up a time. She'll help you get set up. And once you're trained, you can use it from anywhere. Mark Purcell, he's with us today.
Yeah, I mentioned at the last meeting about our Apex program, and we just added the calendar link to the hub. So if you guys are out on the hub under the preferred vendors, schedule those meetings with our office. I mean, that takes the whole month's work process, takes it off your plate, it gives you all the benefits. You still get the deductible coverage, you still get the $100 service fee. And then you get your clients enrolled in that 4-point touch program where we contact them for closing 3 months, 6 months, and not. So it's a really good program. It's going to enhance the customer service and hopefully drive more business back to you. Okay. So, and that's if you go into the preferred office vendors under my name, you'll see schedule a consultation. I recommend doing it when you're scheduling your inspections.
Okay, I want everybody to wave. Doing a selfie here. I'm trying to get better at posting too. So I'm using y'all. All right. Bill Skurratz, where are you?
He had to leave.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. Bill's in every day. He's got great, knowledge, information. Stop and see him. And Kate's got the Queen of Hearts. What's our money up to, girlfriend?
Lunch is at 24, and the Queen of Hearts is at $7.94.
Ooh, $7.94. So if you haven't bought a ticket, you want to hurry. All right.
Anybody want it? Last call.
Okay. And that's the last thing we have.
Hey, David, can I mention something? I was gonna ask Mark about this earlier. Gosh, that's what just stood with. So I follow AI a lot, starting using it in our business and on a couple of masterminds. California is really coming down hard on agents that are using AI as a real estate assistant that is doing real estate business. So when you are using AI in your business, you need to make sure that AI is not doing a real estate task, because AI is not a licensed real estate agent. So therefore, your AI bot, whoever we call ours Dottie, she has to make sure that she lets people know when she's talking to them that she's an AI assistant. And so